Hey, welcome back to Millennial Theramom. If you're watching this is a pre recording for the Baby Steps to Building Generational Wealth webinar that was hosted live on April 26th. And I just wanted to make sure to create something for anybody who missed it and wanted the information. So I'm just going to jump straight in. So, welcome. This webinar is originally presented by myself, Joanna Lee, and my husband, Louis Lee. He is a financial educator and licensed professional, and I am a mental health educator and licensed therapist. In this context of this webinar, and even on this channel, we are not your mental health and financial health professionals here. We're just educators and fellow humans who truly believe that education is powerful and can be life changing. So, the main intentions for this webinar is that you'll be able to learn some key concepts in building generational wealth. You'll learn two mindfulness skills, which will be really helpful when we're talking about triggering or stressful topics. We'll engage in a values based activity for baby steps that will help you determine what are your unique baby steps. We're going to be overviewing some changing your literacy, changing your life, along with foundational financial concepts. Those last 2 points, 4 to 6, or last 3 points, are more specific if you were attending the live webinar. But I will also, for this recording, put the link for that QR code here, which is to schedule a session or a meeting with my husband, Louis Lee, and he will be able to show you the Change Your Literacy, Change Your Life video, the financial foundation concepts, and also connect further with you. So don't worry if you're watching this and you didn't join the live one. We still want to help you. We would still want to give you some information that will support you. So, just a little quick overview for those of us who like outlines, like myself, is I'm going to be jumping into this baby stepping to generational health first, to health and wealth first. For the purposes of this YouTube video, it'll be a little bit shorter, closer to 10, 12 minutes, but I'm hoping that it's still enough to just give you some hope and encouragement that you can baby step to health and wealth also. And again, like I mentioned, those foundations of financial literacy and the rest of the connection will be held during the live webinar. And I wanted to make sure to note that you can always find out if we're having another live webinar soon or class by going to connectwithjaylee.com/events. You'll also have a chance to join my email list on there too. And I'd sent out about monthly emails to my email list, just letting them know about upcoming webinars. So definitely go there. You can also go directly to connectwithjaylee.eo.page and you can sign up for my for my email list there. So let's just jump in. So there are a few different concepts that I want to share when it comes to building generational wealth. One of them is that this goes beyond just the numbers, beyond just what's in our bank account, because wealth is what makes our life rich and meaningful. This is a whole mindset shift for some of us, including myself, to be able to identify, like, okay, just because I'm not a billionaire doesn't mean that my life cannot still be rich and meaningful. Also, yes, I would like enough financial wealth to be able to implement some of these long term intentions for ourselves and our family. Like if we want to travel and that makes our life rich, if we want to be able to retire and that'll make our life rich, that is also part of building the wealth. But again, it's a part of it. It's also holistic. And I wanted to specifically highlight this holistic health piece because wellness should address mind, body, spirit, a plus. Any part of you that is wanting to move towards health, we're going to honor that and we're going to take its lead. And specifically when it comes to practical steps, there are different areas of our life that can also contribute to this holistic health. For example, our spiritual, financial, mental, physical, relational, and daily work life health rhythms, what we habits, like the things that we do on our day to day impact each other. I know I tend to be a more patient and more at peace in general, which is good for my mental health and my relationships when I spend the day doing a little bit of worship time or journaling time. So again, you can see how in your own life you'll be able to identify, like, oh, when I do this in this area of my life, actually my mental health tends to feel a little bit better. Because we're in a money mental health webinar, when we're able to address our financial concerns and stressors and pressures, I know that that helps me feel my mental health is healthier. I'm not as stressed or as worried or as anxious about this. So that's one of the pieces. The other piece is definitely the generational wealth and health. This goes beyond us. Generations impact each other. I learned a lot and was influenced a lot by the generations before me, just how you will be a model and influence on the generations ahead of you. And I don't say this in like a pressure way, but in like a, wow, we really get to shape the generations to come as a collective. I think that's the part that we're missing sometimes, and I want us to revive. And there is no get rich quick schemes when it comes to building health and wealth that is for our longevity and that is sustainable. It requires these consistency and baby steps, just constantly going towards the right direction for us and what our values, our faith, our priorities say. So, if we were part of the live webinar, you would have been asked this question. And even if you're watching this after, I just want you to take a moment to think about and reflect on these three pictures. What do these three images have in common? So you can pause here. You can even let me know in the comments section, hey, I just got to the part of these three things, and these three images have in common blank. So I would be definitely curious. Let me know. If not, that's okay too, as long as you make a note. So I'll go ahead and jump. But conversations around money, politics, religion, and others can be triggering and stressful. So again, these are just some of the conversations. There are more, but we want to help you face them effectively, my husband and I. And specifically with this webinar, we are just going to be starting with money and building some transferable skills there, because what we usually learn in one area of our life can help us in different areas of our lives. So I wanted to make sure this window of tolerance image was up, because when we're in our window of tolerance, this is just a representation of our nervous system throughout the day, right? There are things that sometimes escalate us and make us feel threatened. Then there's above that when we're hyper aroused, where we're just like, I'm not safe and I need to make sure to like get out of this situation or fight whoever's making me not safe. And conversations can bring up those same feelings as if we were literally in front of a saber-toothed tiger, right? Or another creature that can really hurt us. And then there's also more of the freeze or shutdown response, which is hypoarousal, when it's maybe I'm flustered and avoidant, I can't face this, or I'm just too overwhelmed to be honest, I'm done with this. And this is where you might even see some of the depression or hopelessness. And again, it's normal to wave throughout these different nervous system responses because we're human. And unfortunately, like I mentioned, sometimes we will get these responses even for things that are not actually threatening, but that feel threatening. And that's why coming back into our window is really important whenever we notice that we're getting fight, flight, freeze, shut down, overwhelmed, whatever it looks like for you. Let's take a moment. And one of those moments that I wanted to share with y'all is a mindfulness practice moment. Mindfulness can help us get back into our window, and it really involves focusing on the present moment without judgment. So be like, I'm feeling this type of way, I'm thinking this thought, and not judging yourself or whoever's around you for those feelings and experiences. Other examples usually include breathing, guided imagery, anything really that relaxes your body and mind. So, this is from Breathe Like a Bear, a book that I had purchased for my daughter. And I honestly love it because I think all of these are really helpful. So, I'm going to just gently read this one for us. Sit up tall and slowly. Gently let your head fall to one side. Breathe in and breathe out. Sit up tall again and slowly, gently let your head fall to the other side. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel how heavy your head is. Sit up tall once more. Slowly roll your head down toward your belly. Breathe in, breathe out. Sit up tall. Take another long breath in and let it all the way out. So, hopefully, that helped you feel a little bit calmer, a little bit more grounded. And this is where we want to be when we're facing some of these potentially more stressful or triggering conversations. So, again, if we were in the live webinar, I might have asked you to just let me know what stands out for you so far. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube or online, you can still let me know in the chat. I would love to know what has been standing out for you. And lastly, we'll kind of wrap up with this bigger activity, which is identifying your baby steps using your values. So, values based actions is really what's going to help our life feel rich and meaningful, because your health and wealth for you and your family is going to be unique and is going to be determined by your values, your faith, your priorities, your needs. And even just identifying our values can help us shift our mindset towards building generation holistic health and wealth. We can say, I am also building health and wealth when I take care of my mental health, because I'm able to be more patient in my relationships, and patient relationships make my life meaningful. Like it all connects, like I mentioned, like these areas and more connect. So I really want to just encourage y'all to try this values based activity to help you identify what is your north star, what direction are you trying to reorient to. I like to think of it like we're on a road. Sometimes we're accidentally just going along with life, not even noticing what direction we're going, until we realize like things just feel wrong, they feel off. So that's why I want to encourage us to just shift and be like, oh, I actually want to go that way. And you don't have to get there overnight. It's just that is the direction that we're going. And knowing that these values again were shaped by our ancestors and will shape those ahead of us. So it's really important for me, at least when I think about creating a life that we want, to keep our values at the forefront. If we were in the webinar together, I would have shared this video with you, but because we're not, I'm just going to put it in the description. And I want you to reflect. Again, you can pause this if you're watching the YouTube video. Do any of these values, maybe top 2 to 5, or priority stand out for you as it relates to financial health and wealth? So think for your generations too. Like, what would I want my children or my nephews or nieces or whoever to also bring into their generation? So you can pause it here. This list is from Brene Brown's Their Lead List of Values. It's, I think, a pretty great list. And of course, there's others too. This is just one of them. And the way the activity works out, and again, feel free to use the pause and do it for yourself here just in a couple of minutes, is list out some of your core values and priorities. For example, we identify faith, family, health, well-being, and stewardship as something that we really value. Then you choose one area and you ask yourself, what would a baby step toward my values, faith, or priorities in this area look like? And how does it connect to them? So for example, since we're talking about money, I could say, I want to learn more about money and finances in general so that I can be a good steward, which for me means use it as like how God intended me for me to use it as a resource to meet basic needs, to be generous, and to intentionally plan for short and long-term goals. Like if we want to buy a house, if we want to retire, if we want to experience, like we can also use money as a tool to fit with our values, not just for survival. And if needed, if this still doesn't, like, you don't know where to start yet, break it down some more. So, for example, it could be scheduling a meeting with Lewis, watch a documentary about financial literacy, put it on your calendar, whatever it looks like, and repeat for different areas of health and wealth as needed. But don't overwhelm yourself, because change and transitions can be hard. So, changing how you've always done things can be a shift. So, that's why I really want to encourage y'all to just reflect on one area first. And I can almost guarantee, but I won't, that it will trickle into different areas of your life. So, to wrap up, again, I want you to reflect, what is one baby step you are considering for you and your generational health and wealth, or overall intentions around an area of health and wealth? And again, you can let me know in the comments, or you can just journal it or keep it to yourself. I won't share too much of this, but these are just more examples of baby steps in different areas. If I were to use my values and priorities, I would say, okay, maybe I can start doing more prayer for my spiritual health, more mindfulness exercises or self-compassion for my mental health. Maybe I could work out a little bit more for my physical health. Maybe I can make sure to schedule people in my calendar I want to see for my relational. Maybe implementing a little routine that considers my needs could be something that helps my work life rhythms. And last but not least, there's so many different baby steps that we can take in any of these areas. But for the financial health, we'll just say maybe starting monthly-ish Money Mondays when you talk about money or you think about your money. Limit spending on eating out, identifying your values, which we just reviewed, attending a money mental health webinar. Hey, that's this one. And scheduling a free meeting with Lewis Lee, which again, I'll link the information. But just to wrap up this mini pre-recorded webinar, I want to just guide us through one more mindfulness practice before you decide on your next step. So count to 5. Have you ever heard someone say, let's take 5? It means to take a quick break from what you're doing, and it's a great way to calm down. As you breathe in, think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now breathe out and think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try it again. Breathe in and think 3, 4, 5. Breathe out and think 1, 4. Whenever you're mad or upset, try to remember to take 5. It can help you feel calm and peaceful. So I hope that that information was helpful for you as you think about your next baby step. There is a QR code right in the middle of this image, which I will also put in the description. That is the post survey. This really helps us know what was helpful or not about this webinar, which you would like to know for future ones, and also will help us determine if you would like a book, if you would like to schedule. Then you can just click it there, and then we'll reach out. On the left side is my personal, not my personal, but my Millennial Thermom Connect with Jaylee website, where you will find more links. And on the right is the How Money Works website by my husband, Lewis Lee, so you can also reach out through there. But I hope that you all take care, cuídense, and remember, let's all just take baby steps consistently, holistically, and for generations. Bye-bye.